Man, when you talk about Giannis and his accolades and being second in scoring the last how many years, you think about how it would be tough for guys like him and Jokic to end their career only having one title as it stands. And that's the problem with all the parity in the NBA right now. Having a new champion the last 6 years, 7 years, now you're gonna have guys potentially end their career the way obviously Dirk had to, or some of these other guys, and it would be a letdown. Like Giannis to me is I would say a top 20 player all time as it stands. Defensive Player of the
Yeah.
Year, two-time MVP champion. But
Yeah.
with some of these guys like
Easy.
Jokic, if Jokic's career ends with one championship, how do you can't even put him up there with the Shaquille O'Neals that have four.
I think you still can. I think you can, because I think there is luck involved. Okay. And we got to stop playing like some of these guys were lucky to have an organization built around them with like top tier talent. Nikola Jokic has never played with a Kobe Bryant level player ever. Nowhere near in the fucking vicinity. So when we talk about championships, Nikola didn't play with Dwayne Wade. Nikola did not play with fucking Kobe Bryant. Shaq did. Michael played with Scottie Pippen. Okay? Some of these guys were blessed with a guy who got drafted or traded to a team that became a superstar. Some of these guys didn't have that. And I'm not talking about guys who left and got rings on different teams and chased them. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the guys like Dirk, who stayed through an organization who was the second best player that Dirk ever played with on his team at the same time?
I'm gonna go with young Steve Nash.
And that was before Steve was even like a perennial all-star. I think he made his first all-star game with Dallas.
Are we missing somebody? I mean, are you thinking like Tyson Chandler in his prime?
But okay then. So this is my point. Okay then. All right.
I mean, Karan Butler had a run. That's a good question. I gotta get the right answer to this one.
Okay, that's the point.
He played with Luka his last year.
Exactly. So
Right.
You don't have to think about it. Who's the best player Michael played with? You don't got to think about it. Scotty. If I say Shaq, you say Kobe, then you say Wade. It's so some of these guys are blessed to have these things. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like, bro, the best player that Giannis has ever played with prior to the Damian experience came at the end of Damian's career. Damian's 30-something years old, was Drew Holiday, who was even past his all-star prime as well. So it's like, we can't knock it. That one championship to me means more than that. So I'm not a rings guy. I don't do all that. I just don't. You know what I mean? That's why when I say my top players, I have Kevin Durant in there. I don't give a about the rings he won or hasn't won. I'm talking about him individually as a player in the cloth. I do think Nikola with his, what does he have, 2 MVPs, 3 MVPs?
Nikola has 3. They're not letting him get his 4th.
If you get 3 MVPs, you get to be on the Rushmore of whatever position you play, to where you could start talking.
Yeah.
All right. He's got more MVPs than Shaq. He can sit up. So you might have more rings, but I got more MVPs. So I can have a conversation against Shaq. I also didn't get to play with Kobe Bryant or Dwayne Wade. Respectfully, come on. Like that shit matters. It's not Kevin Garnett played with
but
Paul
it's also
Pierce, Ray
with
Allen.
the same way champion titles have a lot of luck to do with them. Shaq should have more than one MVP. The guy was the most dominant player I've ever seen for that 2000 to 2004 stretch.
So should Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant has one fucking MVP. How, man? He was the best player in the NBA for like 10 years straight at one point. Bro, Kobe Bryant was the best player in the NBA for like 8 years.
We've talked about this because when he was really good, he wasn't a couple times. He had with the 7 seed or didn't make the playoffs with the Smush Parker.
Because he had his fucking smushing, goddamn whoever he had. This team wasn't. Goddamn Luke Walton was a pivotal role. He didn't have. So let me ask you this, right? When he had when you gave him a Gasol and Bynum, he went back, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, so when Kevin Garnett left the Timberwolves and played with Ray Allen and Paul Pierce the first year, they won it all. It's not you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so it's not a coincidence. If Ray Allen and Paul Pierce were drafted to this team, they would have won. Now imagine if that team would have been together for 15 years. Kevin and Ray and them would have 4 rings.
Yeah, it's
just
like we talk about that.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay, yeah. So sometimes things fall in your place, man.
who's lucky? Okay, then let me ask you this: who got luckier? Tim Duncan getting drafted by the Spurs, who were only in that situation because David Robinson was injured, and he went right back. So he went right to a team that was competing for championships.
Yeah, right to a team
First
that
team
was
All NBA's rookie year, won it his second year. Or Kobe Bryant getting drafted or traded on draft night with Shaquille O'Neal and the Lakers.
There's no wrong answer in this. They both were
Very
extremely
fortunate.
lucky. Yes, and they're both 2 of the greatest players to ever play our game. All right, in my opinion, they probably would be in my top 5 You can make an argument that you could put both of them in the top 5 all-time greatest of all time. Definitely top 10. And they both were fortunate. Situation matters, even for the best of the best. It matters. Damian Lillard's a perennial all-star. He looked lost with Milwaukee last year. It matters. It just does. Yeah, man, that matters. He got drafted. Duncan got drafted to the perfect situation, and he had a vet that played his exact position that could show him the ropes, who's also a former MVP, David Robinson. With the Popovich or the team that he had and the culture they drafted around, bro, that shit mattered. That's why he has some of the best winning percentage in the history of the game. Kobe Bryant got drafted and got to play with Shaq.
Right.
That shit matters. Like, I don't. He had Eddie
In Kobe
Jones,
Bryant's
he had other
second
vets.
year, the Lakers had 4 All-Stars. They had Nick Van Exel and Eddie Jones.
Nick Van
with Shaq and
Exel,
Kobe.
Eddie Jones, like these are guys he got to play with and learn from. Like, bro, that shit matters, man. Like,
I wish someone could interview Eddie Jones and be like,
then
man,
you
that
got,
second
like, you
year
got,
when Kobe
you got
when Kobe was
D'Angelo-
doing all that, did Eddie Jones did he look around like, shit, this guy's on my position. he's
I'm
18,
sure Eddie-
19 years old.
Yeah, and he already thought he was the best too.
Yeah.
Like Kobe came in there, I'm sure Eddie was like, yeah, what the f- is this guy talking about? You know what I mean? Like it, and it just works out for some players. It works out for some Lakers. It worked out for Kobe. It didn't work. D'Angelo Russell got drafted, and this is the number 2 pick in the draft. Nick Young was his vet, and we saw how that ended. All right, so like, it just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just, some guys get lucky, some guys don't. Now, it doesn't mean that's why they are who they are. Kobe Bryant was a force that was not going to be stopped. Tim Duncan was a force that was not going to be stopped. These two were going to be greatest of all time anyway. But the winning, the rings, that's what we're talking about. That's why we're bringing all this up. They had more luck on their side. Some of these guys who only have one do not have that, especially in a small market. Giannis is sitting here in Milwaukee. They're not getting free agents. He's had to literally get it out the mud here. Nikola's in Denver. Nobody's going there. So it's like, unless they draft well or their GM does well, which Tim Connelly built most of that. Yeah. So it matters.
All right. Well, the NBA tips off tomorrow night. I know you're looking forward to Rockets OKC. I know that's a big one for you. So
Big time game.
Any prediction? Or I feel like this. I mean, it's gonna be ring night. It's emotional. They're young.
I'm not
Does
going to
OKC
take
come
anything
out
from
flat?
it. I'm not going to take anything from it. I'm just going to enjoy it because it's the first game of the year. Neither team is who they're going to be a month from now, nor 2 or 3 months from now. It is opening night. There's going to be a lot of emotions there on both sides. This is Kevin's first time in Houston as his debut. He's also back in a place that made him, or that he made, however you want to look at that. And he's seeing an organization get their first ring that he was so close to getting as well. There's going to be so much there. This is their first ring night. I don't know how to chalk it. Tomorrow's just going to be whatever it is. I'm just going to enjoy it. But what it means in the grand scheme of things, nothing. But it's just going to be an entertaining game where you got guys playing hard and competing, and it's opening night, and there's a lot of festivities and stuff that's going on. So a lot of hoopla for tomorrow. I'm excited about.